What's going on, guys? Good morning. I think we're live. Thursday where are we at? Thursday the 22nd, right? So what do we got? Everybody holding their breath. I don't know if some of you guys saw in the Steamroom I posted this morning Druckenmiller's most recent 13F, and on his 13F was a little stock replacement. And he replaced NVIDIA shares with calls. Senga is not here this morning. If you've been paying attention, John, he's out till Friday. And Jay is out until noon Eastern. So if you are unhappy with that, you can check back in later. Otherwise, you're stuck with me for the morning. On the economic front, you've got jobless claims, which is out. Chicago Fed National Activity Index, which doesn't have much of an impact. PMI composite flashes at 9:45 Eastern. Existing home sales at 10 Eastern. You've got Fed speakers. Philip Jefferson is speaking at 10. At 10:30, the ubiquitous nat gas and petroleum status report at 11 Eastern. Then there's a bunch of bill announcements, and you've got auctions at 11:30 Eastern. You got a 4-week auction, so a 1-month auction, a 2-month auction, and then at 1, you've got the 30-year TIPS auction. Patrick Harker speaking at 3:15, and Fed balance sheet of 4:30 is a busy day. NVIDIA obviously did well in the pre. I think I saw NVIDIA trading as high as 760 or somewhere around there. Focus has largely been, I think, around what happens with that number and how does the rest of the market react to that. So what Jay's been talking about is, hey, at some point there might be a rotation from a lot of this tech to more industrial types of names and cyclicals, and that's just not happening yet. So with NVIDIA out of the way, the pre on SPY puts you all the way up to 503.80. That's quite the gap up. Yesterday, we saw some Q sweepers at the end of the day, and they were going big for 426. Where are we at right now? You're at 434 right now. I mean, that is a massive score. Massive score. I took... I'm a coward. I don't step in front of a name like NVIDIA for earnings. They're just so much of a coin toss. What I did see a few days ago was a put seller in Cadence Design Systems, CDNS, and then there were call buyers. So I stepped into the CDNS trade as a proxy for NVIDIA. I didn't know that would necessarily be the payoff, but that's a nice payoff, or will be a nice payoff this morning on the Cadence. Let me just pull up what else I've got sitting here. I am short, or I should say I'm long the puts on RILY, Riley. I'm following this Mark Cohode's trade. I'm still long the long-term Amazon, long-term Costco, and I will be looking for some other opportunities this morning. Riley is up on news of an internal review, and it depends on what side. If you're at all interested, it depends on what side of the fence you fall. I think an internal audit with a company that's under heavy scrutiny and fire is probably a temporary fix, and it's probably an opportunity to get short again. I wouldn't believe the outcome of an internal audit. That's like asking the fox that's inside the hen house, how many hens are in there. Good luck with that. I think that's a temporary pop up. We'll see. We'll see. Tesla getting a little bit of love here this morning. We'll have to see what kind of day we have on this. I've got a condor on Tesla. Last week I played a condor on Tesla. As it was breaking higher, I morphed my 195s and we took a profit on the 195s. We kept the 205s open. They are still open. And it's a lotto leg. The put side of that condor, we closed at around 90% profit. We still, well, like I said, we have a new condor for Tesla. Tesla this week. We've got a condor on Boeing and a condor on Goldman. And Goldman at the end of the day got some call activity, so we'll need to keep a close eye on Goldman. If I can catch it directionally, I'm going to be pretty happy about morphing the short side of the calls on the Goldman. I would love to catch this for a directional trade, but until it proves that it can do it, I'm good. I'm good in the condor until it proves it can pick a direction. Let's see. Yeah, right. So Peconic, Riley's up. I mean, that might be your opportunity to take some profit if you've got some. If they short squeeze that name Peconic, I am going to look to short it. I'll wait for it to squeeze and look for an opportunity to short it. So I know you have your short squeeze thesis, and if that works, that's great. I will simply look at it as an opportunity to short it again, or get short at better pricing. Yes, Kramer's sucking up to NVIDIA right now. There was a point, I can't remember when it was, but NVIDIA went through a rough patch. in Kramer, I remember Kramer was like, I made a mistake. NVIDIA's crap, it's garbage. You should all sell it. I don't remember how long ago that was, but Jimmy is not the world's best trader. It's credible is what I don't. I think it's BS. That's what I think. I think they are lying, Peconic. I think they are lying to protect their own hides. That's what happens in these instances. I think they are lying. We'll see. We'll see. All right, what are you guys looking at this morning? Let me run through some of the other ones we like to look at. So in the semiconductor ecosystem of stocks that I like to either trade or swing, let's just jump over here. All right, let's start with ARM. Okay, ARM is getting a nice move up. There were a lot of call buyers. That has potential today. Synopsys had nice earnings. Where is this indicated to open? Don't see it. Will not surprise me at all if it opens at or above these highs. Cadence, nice gap up. Okay, your NVIDIA, obviously we know the story with that. AMD with a nice gap up. So what you had a nice surge up in price, and this goes for most of these companies, a nice surge up in price. Is this enough consolidation? And look at the areas that they checked them up at. Year-to-date anchored VWAP on AMD. They gave you a look lower, but ultimately You have a stock in a strong uptrend, making a pullback to a technical area in front of a catalyst event, which was NVIDIA's earnings. NVIDIA's earnings are good. So what's happening? It's bouncing off of a technical area. Could you have traded this spot? In my opinion, it was time for caution, meaning not do anything. For others, it was, this is where I'm comfortable taking risk. And for others, it was, no, this is where we're going to break down. My preference in situations like this is to just set the mouse down and wait it out, because I don't know in this instance what's going to be right or wrong. What I do know is that when you pull back to an area like this in a trend, more times than not, the move continues to follow the trend. So this is pulled back to an area, it's bouncing. Question is it the start of a new leg up, or is it just going to continue to bounce around in this area and be quote unquote in equilibrium or at fair value? I don't think that's the case, but I don't know that. Here you go. Here's your Broadcom, like everything right back up to their highs, bouncing off of the technical levels. SMCI could be risk right back on. Getting a nice gap up on SMCI again this morning. Look at all this little semiconductor ecosystem, Qualcomm, Marvell. I throw Apple in there just because they also manufacture chips, but obviously a different makeup. So that's a tougher one. It has been a tougher one to trade. Applied Materials, nice gap up. ASML, nice gap up. There's a lot of stuff in this little universe doing well. The space in cybersecurity, yesterday you got Palo Alto Networks, which was probably overdone, getting beaten up. And towards the end of the day, I saw a call buyer on this week's 280 call strike. There was about $1 million that went into that line late. And this morning, they're bouncing this thing up off of the 200. So again, this is, everybody, you got to recognize, okay, what's the trend? The trend is up. Did it have a problem at with a catalyst event? Absolutely. It went to a technical area, almost to the penny, and bounced off of that technical area. Is it a coincidence? I don't know. I think yes, but a lot of people think that that's all bullshit. So believe what you want to believe. I believe what I see and what I was taught by my market maker mentor more than 2 decades ago. All right, CrowdStrike, similar, and you probably, when are their earnings? March 5th, and then to a lesser extent, Legacy. Cisco's such a crappy moving stock. All right, here we go. Let's see what we're going to be able to get away with. See what they do with this NVIDIA. And we'll keep an eye on what's coming in on the sweeps. Okay, so I got to keep an eye on this Goldman Sachs here. Let's see if we get any sweep activity on the Goldman. I might have to morph the Goldman. I certainly do need to keep an eye on it. And I hope I catch it for direction. Pete, one of my Jace handler. I don't know where he is. He's out till noon though. But welcome to the show. I'm glad you're just waking up. Get yourself some coffee. Settle in. Tandem, you got some bears. Tandem Diabetes Care. I don't know this company, but they're buying puts. They're buying the 315.25 strike, 2 sweeps, total of about 400K. Well, Pete, just get some coffee and let it sit on your desk then. Watch it go cold. SPY and Q buyers from yesterday getting paid out. Well, enjoy your tea then, Pete. Short tandem is a GLP-1 long trade. Steven, please talk to me as if I were a golden retriever. I have no idea what the hell a GLP-1 long trade is. Okay, Tesla, not much of anything. Where are we at on the Goldman? All right, anybody who's in the Goldman Condor, you need to be prepared to morph this if they can push through these highs. Big freaking if. Silvers, nice work on your SPX. Well done. Some diamond puts. Not very big for today. 367 and a halves. See, look at this Goldman right up to the fence, barking like a big dog, and pulls back. Yeah, but Matt, he wants to know where Jay is. And if he was paying attention, he'd know 1 o'clock. Oh, Silver's playing some earnings on Intuit. No, thank you. Silvers, you are a degenerate. Okay, and there's your crap out in Riley. So not much of a squeeze going on there as of yet. AT&T puts, one for the 8th, one for the 1st, 16 and 1650 respectively, very small. One's 11K, the other one's 48. Did Intel crap out? Let me take a look at Intel. I'm not super surprised. It's definitely, you definitely need time, set alerts, and then just don't watch it, because if you watch it, you're going to need therapy by the end of the day. Oh, Matt, Pete, you guys are having a little love fest. Steven's writing, GLP is the Ozempic family of drugs. Thank you, Steven. LLY, so Lilly, Novo Nordisk, and Tandem is a diabetes med device company. Same with DXCM and some others, like Medtronic too, right? Are you talking about pumps, Steven? It's a popular pair trade to be long GLP stocks and short the company's disrupted, which could be pretty wide-ranging, including stocks like McDonald's. Oh, okay. Because you're talking about an attack on the fast food industry just at large. Q Bears for today, 433s. Medtronic is a much larger, more diverse, so that would not be a pure play. Okay, I got you. So it would need to be something diabetes specific is what you're saying, right? And thank you for clarifying that, because I would have just, like, all day I would have been walking around wondering what happened. What the hell did GLP-1 is? CDNS. On Chero, they opened SPX right at 2-day, 2 sigma day move for the day, 552-ish. Yeah. I mean, it was so many trades are really good overnighters and not great Oh shit, I doubled on these CDNS calls. I got to sell these. Hang on. I'm going to test it with a one lot and see if they'll fill me in the middle. Oh, they did. Okay. All right, that gives me some info to work with. Maybe I want to hang on to these now if they filled it that fast. Grab the cash. All right, what else do I got here? So I'm going to hang on to that CDNS. If they filled me that fast at the mark on those, that kind of gives me a little insight as to what they could be doing. So I'm gonna hang around and see. And I still have time on these. I'm gonna see if I can hang around and get more out of this. We'll see. Let's see if I put a alert below the low. Crossing below. Okay, I'll just keep an eye on that spot. What do we got here? So weeklies, 260 puts, Palo Alto Networks. Okay, so we got some more stuff rolling in here. Here's some Palantir coming in. This looks clean to me. August 16th, 28. 1.1, almost 1.1 million on the 28 strike. That's a nice sweep. TMUS, you got a little guy. Taiwan Semi, the 223, 137 strikes, 19K. So a lot of little sweepers here this morning so far. Nothing big yet. That Palantir sweep was a decent size, though. I don't think it's tied. Does anybody have another view? I don't think it's tied. We'll find out. Oh, yeah, nice. Very nice. All right, Amazon. How are we looking on Amazon? Amazon had that announcement the other day about being added. We're going to be added to the Dow Jones. And you're getting a nice gap up on it this morning. Is there another headline? Let's take a look here. NVIDIA. So it's benefiting from NVIDIA. Yeah. Costco. Very nice. All right. So Costco, long-term long. I'm looking to roll it at the 745 area. That'll be roll number 4 or 5. I lose track of them sometimes. Amazon, the long-term long on it. I don't know, maybe 180-ish is where I'd look to roll this thing again. We'll see. We'll see. Let's take a look at some of the other ones I've got on the radar. Nope, not ready yet. Let's look at this Etsy. Okay. Definitely not. Definitely not. This is why we let these things play out. 6 seconds. All right, so ARM. How's Netflix looking? Let's take a look. That's a tough one. This one I thought was ready. It's not. I mean, I would love to catch this Netflix for a move higher. They're not all simple. Let's see how this Palo Alto Networks is looking here. Nope. Not looking good. Nice bounce on crowd today. I kind of like this Taiwan semi. This is the 223, 137. Where are you at now? You're at 130. They're looking for highs again on this thing. Ozzy, if your Intel gets green on those puts, you might consider taking some profits. I mean, even down here starts to become an area where they probably look to try and protect the price. I don't know that. Okay, guys, here's your Goldman. Upside alert on the Goldman. So this is where I want to morph. Ozzy, I understand you just want to get flats. Market maker doesn't care. All right, guys. So I'm going to try here on the Goldman to morph the 392 and halves. So I've bought those back to close. At the same time, I bought them to open 2x. Sorry, fighting off a cold. Now what I need, I'll come in on 1 minute. I do need for this to continue to run. And this could be tricky. So I'm going to need 394 to break to get even on the short side of the condor, which was the 392 and a half, to get to break even. And then I'll go green. So what I'll do at this 394 area is I'll sell half. I'll cover half. And if it gets more love, more push out of it, I'll hang around. If it doesn't, I'll kind of be forced to blow out. And then I'll just be left the long lotto leg. Come on, baby. Pull up some Goldman contracts on. Come on, Goldman, you slippery little fuck. And this is part of the pain and joy of dealing with condors. If Goldman finally has found a spot where it wants to make a run higher, we're good. If not, I will wind up giving a little back, which is fine. It's a give and take until you find the spot that works. Ed, you tripled on an SMCI call you forgot about. Well done. I love that. That's like putting on a pair of pants you haven't worn in a few months, and you reach into the pocket. You pull out $100. Oh, there we go, Goldman. Come on. All right, I'm taking off half. Microsoft bulls, SPY bulls, 2 Microsoft sweeps. So we got NQs. Oh, shit. Okay. All right, let's go back here. Microsoft 719 460s for 450K. Then you had Qs come in for March 1st, 442 for a half a milli. And then Microsoft got swept again, 719 460 line again for 623K. SPY sweep. Today, 505s for 142K. Microsoft again, the 460s for 490K. So they're after Microsoft. Goldman doing work here. All right, driver's seat, guys. We're in the driver's seat. I got to look at this other shit. What do we got going on this Boeing? That's fine. What about this Tesla? That's fine as well. All right. Come on, Goldman, you piece of shit. Get some fucking wiggle. Let's go. Smitty trimmed Microsoft Meta down to 10K, 10,000 shares each. Sold the NVIDIA 750-800 spread for 1565. Smidge over a double on that. Nice work, Smitty. Very nice. Great success. Smooth like butter. All right, if his Goldman dies out, I'm going to take off the rest and leave the outer wing. I think it can challenge these highs, though. Come on. Grab. This is the daily. Is it cooked here? Is it cooked? Is it cooked? Is it cooked? Let's check this out. It doesn't look cooked yet. Smitty, let's get you. Everybody give Smitty a gold fucking star. Boom. There you go, Smitty. Print that shit, put it on the fridge. Get some extra love tonight from the fam. Mark Gamel, out your NVIDIA. Nice. Yeah, drawdowns are always a mental challenge. All right, on the Goldman here, I feel like I'm starting to press my luck on the upside. Where's my level 2? All right, I'm tapping out on, and I'm just going to leave the lotto wing to the upside. I need a break from that because somewhere in here, Goldman's going to give everybody the middle finger. So if you were in that condor and you morphed it, you're out break even. You should be out green. Look at here, it is starting to pull. All right, I can get that off of my desk. What else do I have going here? Where are... All right. Let's take a look at the Tesla. Yeah, this is why I prefer the condor on the Tesla, at least for this moment in time. Do I think it'll stay a condor forever? I do not. We tried to get directional break up in here. Did not cooperate. So we'll sit in the condor and let it pay us until it picks a direction for sure. Let's take a look at some of the other EVs. Rivian, that's a problem. That's brutal. And let's also take a look at Lucid. Just a rough sector right now. Where are we at on the SMCI? All right, so where are we at here? We're at like almost a half an hour in. So if some of these moves are starting to lose a little bit of their mojo, I'm looking at pullbacks as opportunities to get long again. So if I want to play a crackhead like an SMCI, I got to try and find some areas. So holding above the VWAP, so pullbacks to the VWAP are probably good spots. Overall trend in the market as a whole is up. It has proven that again and again. Pullbacks, more times than not, are opportunities to buy. If the trend were different, moves up would likely be opportunities to short. So when I look at an SMCI, I look at an ARM, especially in this ecosystem, this is a very strong uptrend. So these have been phenomenal opportunities to get long on these names. So let's look for how far did NVIDIA get? I think NVIDIA is going to 800. I did say that yesterday. So we've been almost to 780 already this morning. And those of you wondering where Lucci and Jay are, thanks for joining us. Glad you got out of bed this morning. Jay is out taking care of personal stuff. Lucci is in the Darien Gap in Colombia, riding donkeys. That Microsoft is still getting sprayed. That's a big fucking sweep. I don't know if that's clean or not. July 19th, 460s, $9.3 million. So keep an eye on that. So if you don't like me in the stream, especially the Gen Pop stream, and you want to say, if Jay's not here and Lucci's not here, we don't like you, Ron Chero, we're going away. Go join the long line of other people. You are not going to hurt my feelings. Enjoy your day. AZN. Where is Steven? Steven, does AstraZeneca have a drug that competes? An Ozempic equivalent? Cat and Cap. See, there's a little bit of love out there, even if it's just one or two, right? Even if it's just one or two. He can be. We all can be. We all can be anxiety ridden. Yeah, let me take a look at that. Take profits. Smitty, I started with this dude 5 years ago, sweeping the warehouse and detailing cars, joined the steam room, and the rest is history. I would love to hear more about that story, Smitty. I like that a lot. Yeah, Lucky Dog, I agree. It's for sure. It's when you have all of us together, it's definitely more funny. And I, without a doubt, I don't carry the show the way that Lucci or Jay would individually. I'm a different slice. Not everybody likes the flavor of that slice, and that's okay. The thing is I still deliver fucking alpha, do I not? And that is what is important, and that is what we were here for. I like my cash delivered cold and stacked nice and fucking high. So if you're into that, you're in the right spot. The banter's great, but I have to mute when my 4-year-old is around. I cannot afford the swear jar fine. Lucky Dog, he should send you enough to cover the swear jar fines. But yeah, we are not a PG-13 program. Let's take a look at the Netflix. Guys, I thought, and what I'm still looking for, I got to set some alerts though. Here's the thing. They're just not making it super easy. I thought here we were ready for a rip higher. And this is where I said, hey, don't be surprised to see Netflix go on a heater and hit 700. I still think that, but the timing of it is wrong or is not accurate, which means that my call is wrong. It's the same thing, right? Being early and being wrong is the same motherfucking thing. So you got to keep an eye on, this is an uptrend. So is it's still, obviously it needs a little bit more time. It's still consolidating, right? So if you like it long, which I do, you might consider going, let's say 30 or 60 days out and using a spread. And if it can blast through this level, you can convert the short side of that spread and keep trading it for direction. So that's my thought on it. And I would probably keep an eye on this area as your downside. So anything in between here is not bad looking. The other thing that I would consider doing is pulling up the Gex ray and keeping an eye on, let's get over there to the Gex ray. Let's see if we can pull up some Netflix here. But we don't have Netflix on the Gex ray. So we just got to do it old school. So in between here, do you want to take a Condor on Netflix? It's sketchy. All right, we're going to look to come out of some more CDNS now. On what? I'm going to catch up with you what you guys are talking about. What are you guys looking for closing activity on? I can't post any of that stuff until Jay gets back. I don't have access to that. Smitty, happy to share. Would love to chat with the master course folks when the next one starts up. Big shout out to motherfucking Chris Irons, his half-baked commercials at the start of his podcast, or how I found you guys. Nice. Okay. Skim, you've had 3 10-baggers today? 3 10Xers? That's freaking monstrous. Good thing you're a CPA, huh? Because you're going to have to deal with some taxes. Brahmabo saying Intel April 50s, 68,000 traded on the Intel 50s. That's what I mean. So, guys, on the Intel, you just, it's gonna be a mofo. Look at this consolidation starting back to late January to now. If you don't get time, set alerts and walk away, you are going to find yourself in a group therapy session. Yeah, we're going to have to join your group therapy sessions, Skim, for sure. So Brahma, either remind me later about Intel for closing activity or hit Jay up when he gets back in. Where's this cadence at? 15.5. Okay, no big deal. All right, so let's take a look at what's been coming in here. A bunch of stuff firing off. CVNA, a bunch of puts coming in for 223.45 strike. 222, 213, 363. Oh, that's a lot, right? Almost $1 million on the CVNA. 45 puts. Let's look at this piece of shit. So those are the for two of those sweeps are for tomorrow. So 400K on tomorrow's 45s, and then March 8th 45s, another 363K. Got a small SPY sweep. TQs, 223.59s, 335K. Oh, CVNA reports today. Yeah, okay, good heads up. Thank you, Brahma. Or Wise, thank you. That's one that I don't actually mind taking a lotto shot on. And the reason I say that is because I think this company is kind of a pile of shit. And if you work for them, I mean, no disrespect to you as an individual. These guys are buying the 45s. Where does that put it? Let's see how pumped up that CVNA. $45 puts. It's not a bad. It's not a bad shot because you'll double on those if they get that right. And then they also looked up the March 8. Oh yeah, there they are. Yeah, the March 8th doesn't have the premium's not that pumped up to go a little bit further out. You could spread that. You could take that 45. It's a 35. Yeah, you could take that 40. You could take a 45-35 spread on that CVNA. I don't mind the way that looks. $6 out of the money. But that's why it's a lotto shot. Horizon YOLO. What are you talking about? Help me out. I don't know what stock you're talking about. Are you talking about IOVA? IOVA? Oh, this thing's still going, huh? From before, still 42 million shares short, 20% of the float from under 8. Horizon, what do you have? Do you have equity or do you have options? They have earnings next week, huh? So I'm curious, what is your plan? What's your thought? What's your average on this thing? If you have the equity. Is this one of these, like, you feel like it's going to $300 a share and you want a yacht kind of thing? Or like, I'm genuinely curious what your thought is on this. Some NVIDIA bulls. Ooh, August 16th, 950s, $4.798 million. Your average is around 8. You think it gets over 20. So what happens at 20? All right, do you just dump it, or do you replace it with options? What do you do? It's a great move. From 8 to 16. Oh, the cat is awake. Cat is awake and wants to eat. And he's going to bitch about it until somebody takes care of him. You start reducing exposure. Yeah, makes sense. Silver's getting short, SPX'd. The AMD is still pressing higher. How's the rest of our semiconductor land looking here? Broadcom, nice. SMCI, very nice. Qualcomm still looks good. Marvell still looks good. Apple, meh. Applied Materials looking nice. ASML looking nice. Lam, very nice. Guys, I sold my Lam on this spike. I didn't get the top, but I sold it on the spike. Did not rebuy, but I kept the profit on that trade. KLAC, very nice. Taiwan Semi. Global Foundries, not looking great. And then back into the uglies. Let's see on this SMCI. I mean, that was your opportunity to dip by it. Was when we were talking about it earlier. Maybe you get another crack at it. 882, 862 to 888. That's a nice rip. Nice rip. You guys hear that fucking cat? This is what I got to deal with. He needs to go home. I got to set some alerts on Tesla here so I don't get caught. There's one. I need to adjust this. Let's just reset. Cat, shut up, please. He's like he's broken or something. Like somebody dropped him on his head. Let's do a little measure inside the measure for shits and giggles. Here's a little fibber. Boom and boom. Where's my 50% retrace? 189.07. So I'm going to put an alert here. And I'm going to put an alert here. And I'm going to get rid of the fib because I now have an idea and I now have some alerts set and I don't have to sit here and babysit it. I can go about my happy day listening to the fucking cat give me a headache with his meow. What happened on the Goldman? Anything? Still hasn't broken above. Watch him trap everybody again. We'll see. Sahil, it does, yeah, but it's annoying talking, right? It's just incessant whining. It's like it reminds me of my kids when they were young, right? We don't care what you're doing and what impact it has on us financially. We want what we want right now. And fuck everybody else, right? That's what he's saying to me right now. So I just ignore him. Yeah, these SMCI 900s for this week are really capturing a lot of attention here. 6,000 of them traded. The 950s, 2.75. That's not a bad line, actually. If you get a pullback. Guys, we've got about 10 minutes left in the regular room and in the public stream. Master course is coming up. And there you'll get all the attention and love that you crave and desire from Lucci and Jay and Chris Cady. And of course, me. So there's three different levels. You guys can hit up Matt. Matt at sanglucci.com if you want details. Self-study is an option, as well as we were referring to it as the all-in trader and supercharged VIP. So self-study saver is $1,000, $9.99. And that's access to all of the recordings The All-In Trader is the live course. Full online class. 3 months of the Steamroom access, 1 year of access to all previous recordings, to all previous master courses, which is helpful. You get a year of access to it. Access for live tape reading sessions with Senga himself. You're going to have the new Gexray tool, so gamma and zero DTE trading. Private small group Q&A with each of us. And then 25% discount on all future offerings. Now, the Supercharged VIP thing is actually very interesting to me. So that's going to be for guys with over 2 years of experience. And that's going to be 1 week in Puerto Rico with Lucci. So lodging and land transportation is included. And there's going to be the trading psychology intensive 3 1-hour sessions. Help you guys with performance enhancement overall, overcoming your greatest psychological roadblocks. And I know you all have a lot of them, and they're complicated. 50% discount on all secondhand all-in membership for family and friends. So the course starts March 25th. If you are interested in finding out more details, hit up Matt. And if you have questions about the master course and you want to be put in touch with somebody who's been through the master course, who is not a paid stooge for us, but has actually gone through the program and used it to their advantage, and you want to hear details about it, we will plug you into anybody you want. Those who've had a good experience and or not a great experience. And I don't think we really have a lot of those people. You guys have to reach out to Matt for details about the Puerto Rico piece. But the class starts on March 25th. March 25th. So I used to, my story with the master course, I think it started where there was one when they offered a free quote unquote scholarship. You had to write a little essay. I wrote an essay. I did not win. I paid my fare, mostly because I wanted to learn how to read tape. Level 2. And it took me a while to learn how to read tape, but I certainly would not have been able to do it. But that's what I wanted to get out of the course, and that's what worked for me. And then with the addition of these other tools that we've put in, it's really helped fine-tune a ton of trading. Skim is asking me Ozempic and add or included, just a shot. Lucci will probably have as much Ozempic for you as you would like. Here is, let's read something super super negative, because it's actually entertaining. Why would I buy a course from a guy that blew up $1 million account? Chris, first question for you is, do you think that he only has one account? And do you think that that's just the only time he's blown up? Do you know how many times he's blown up? Do you know how many times all of us have blown up? That comes off as rookie stuff. No better than any schmuck. Okay. Apparently, the course didn't help him. Chris, he's the one who created the course. He's the one who figured out how to read level 2. Let me ask you a question, Chris. How much money do you think Lucci has generally? Do you know what his big picture is? Do you know what his big picture looks like? I would venture to say you have no fucking clue, Chris. You have no fucking idea. You are talking out the side of your mouth without all the information that you need to have. And I can tell you that Lucci and I have made many people who've joined the Steamroom and the Master Course millionaires. And if you don't believe that, that's your prerogative. You don't have to believe it. It's all good. And yeah, there will be good years and there will be bad years. The question is, in the good years, do you take what you need off of the table and put it to work in other areas so that when you do blow up an account, because accounts do blow up, and pros get it wrong, and pros blow up accounts. The question is, did you in the good years put enough away so that when you do blow up that account, you don't have to come and work at McDonald's or wherever else that you have to work to hustle and make your ends meet? Riddle me that, Chris. Riddle me that. So you and your rookie doubting self can enjoy your life without the Master Course. No one's telling you you have to do it. It's a free world. You can join. You don't have to join. Hell, we offer a $7.99 2-week trial just to see if the Steamroom is the right fit for you. And if it is, you might be able to explore what happens in the Master Course. And if you don't like it and it doesn't work for you, guess what? We'll give you your money back and tell you to go enjoy your life sweeping floors. Thanks for coming. All right, guys. So with that, we will wrap up the public stream. You will have your precious Senga back tomorrow. Jesus will be here tomorrow too. I am going to take my happy ass up the hill and go ski some of that nice, fresh pow pow that got laid down up in the Sierra. So I'll catch all of you guys next week. Enjoy the weekend and enjoy Senga and Jay. And hopefully we'll see you in the Master Course and the Steamroom. Peace.